Hey, Peeps Galucia here with my second video of my Brave New World playthrough, the new Civilization 5 expansion. I've only advanced a few turns since the last video started, got to turn 100 when this happened. So apparently the caravans are based on time or a set number of turns. He has returned to me, and it has given me the option to select a new place to start making him trade to. So we can look at all the available options that we have for us. Now we can see that we're able to trade with our fellow city, and this is actually a good point, that we could actually send food to the new city and help it grow a lot faster, which is something that I previously didn't even really think about, but it's a brand new city, so it's got a very small population. What better way to quickly help it to grow than to send some food its way if the capital can spare it? Now, I don't think the capital can spare it because it's had low food since day one anyway. But in a different circumstance, that would be obviously very beneficial. So we already had a route with them, but I'm thinking I want to start doing a route to these guys. I mean, it would be more beneficial to me to go here because of the science boost, but I'm weary of the fact that they're going to get 1 gold and 2 science per turn from this. But I would like the extra science, so I'm apprehensive, but I don't know. I think it's worth it. I think in this particular situation, I don't have any beef with Brazil, so why not? And the extra science will be nice. The only benefit to going to Melbourne is 1 extra gold per turn as opposed to Brazil. But that 3 science is nice. We're going to give them 2 science in the process, but we still have more, so we get the better end of the deal. So that's what we're going to do. So that's interesting. So there you go. So you can't change the caravan route as best as I can understand it, but it only goes for a set number of turns, and then you get to reestablish it. So that's nice. We got into a new era, which for the Polish means that I'm going to get a free policy. But then I saw that they created the Parthenon, which is a bummer. But I do like how the Polish get these free policies like all the time. Okay, so now we can look at the rest of these and see what the deal is. I'm pretty sure aesthetics is going to be the one for culture, since it says improves the civilization's ability to generate culture. Okay, so let's take a hard look at aesthetics right now and really see what this gives us. Adopting aesthetics allows you to earn great writers, artists, and musicians 25% faster. Unlocks building the Uffizi. We'll see what that is in a little bit. When we adopt all the policies, it doubles the theming bonus you receive from museums and wonders. It also allows the purchase of great writers, artists, and musicians with faith, starting in the industrial era. Aha! That's why we went piety. So now, if we focus on faith and get our faith high, we can then later on purchase great writers, artists, and musicians with the faith. That is incredible. Absolutely, we will adopt that. So, construct monuments, amphitheaters, opera houses, museums, and broadcast towers 50% faster is awesome. I'm probably going to start off with that. 50% of excess happiness added each turn into the amount of culture that may be spent on social policies. That used to be in piety, if I'm not mistaken. This one just gives you a great artist. Just boop, push that button, great artist appears. Culture increased by 33% in all cities, which have built a great wonder, and the empire immediately enters a golden age, which is always nice. And reduced the culture cost of future policies by 10%, which is obviously also nice as well. So, pretty nice, pretty sweet. Looking forward to all of that. It's actually very sweet. I really like what they did with culture in this, and just made it so much more of a thing. I mean, culture being used as a weapon basically at this point is pretty rad. I'm behind that 100%. And I think I see what's happening here. Now that I've waited a little bit you can see that every single one of these indicates that particular culture of that particular civ, right? So we'll use Brazil as the example since they're the weakest. They have 402 culture. That's their defense, as was described by the hint lady person. We have 22 tourism. So we're slowly catching up to their culture here. If we can get our tourism bigger than their culture, then we're going to have influence over them. And you can see the trend with all four of these is that it's slowly rising. Now we have a plus 25% with Brazil. But now China also has 2 tourism. That's a problem. I don't want that. But still, that's very interesting. It's now that we've had a chance to let the tourism grow a little bit, you can kind of see what she was talking about, where culture is the defense and tourism is the offense. So that is going to be absolutely key for us, that we really need to focus on tourism if we're ever meant to get that cultural victory. Oracle, which got us from a plus 7 culture to plus 12, so that was good right off the bat, and now we can start working in aesthetics, which this is the first thing I'm doing for sure, because it makes all cultural buildings build faster. And on that bombshell, we can immediately start working on building a cultural building, because now it'll work faster. So we'll start with the amphitheater there. Now, eventually we're going to get a policy that it makes every city with a wonder 33% more culture. So I would really like to put a wonder here in Krakow, but I just don't feel like our production's high enough to handle that just yet. Probably focus on growth for a little bit at first, and then we can start worrying about that. The main thing that I'm thinking about right now is a new wonder, Borobudur. Sure. Plus 5 faith, which is always nice since faith is going to play a role in my culture as time goes on. And the fact that it gives you 3 free missionaries once you complete it is absolutely ridiculous. The other one is the Great Mosque of Djini, I don't know how to say that, I'm sorry. That's not new, but what is new is that it requires piety. So that's an advantage here. I don't know how many other civs might have started with piety, but I did. So there's a limit to how many different people can actually make this, and I'm one of them. And the thing about this is that if I make this, all missionaries that are born in the city can spread religion 3 times, as opposed to 2, and it gives us a free mosque, which also generates culture and happiness. If I make this first and then the other thing, I can get 3 missionaries that are better because I have this building. But if I build this building, someone else might build the other one. So, you know, you got to kind of judge that, but I think this is the way to go. I want my missionaries to be more powerful so that they can spread the religion, and if that works out, then I can build the other one. So, hopefully that all comes together. It's odd. I was wondering it may not be a set amount of turns. It may be a set amount of trips for the caravan, because the last time that we got to choose was turn 100. Now it's 123. 23 is a random number of turns. So I'm willing to bet it has more to do with just how many trips it takes back and forth, and that determines it. So we can open this back up and see what we have available to us. And it would appear that the 2 city-states is the same as far as what they provide for us, but this has actually gotten slightly better in science. Before, it was 4 and 3 for us, and 1 and 2 for them. Now it's 4 and 4 for us, and 1 and 3 for them. So both sides get an additional science as opposed to the last time, which is nice, because, again, my science isn't all that great. But we need this trade route just to keep just to stay positive in gold. We're plus 0 with the trade route. So money is also an issue right now, and I definitely need to see what I can do to fix that, because I know I'm focusing on culture, so I haven't been looking a whole lot at money, especially since there's not a lot of new things going on with money in this game besides the trade routes, and we already kind of covered that for the most part. But we need to do something about money. I'm thinking a sea trade route would be a good thing to come up with right now to really help fix that money situation. All right, so I can have 3 trade routes now. I am making a cargo ship in Krakow, and I've been making it for a while since the production there is not what it needs to be. So I'm also going to make one here at Warsaw, and that way I can do my land one and keep going here, which gets me science. But then I can do a sea-based one going to here and here, or possibly even way up to here, and that'll just get me gold, and that'll fix my income situation fast. So that's what we're working on there. This, by clicking this button right here, immediately gives me a great artist, and I am definitely going to do that because some other civs have started catching up to me a little bit when it comes to this whole trade thing. Now you can see my influence over Brazil is growing, 16.6% influential over Brazil. Awesome. That is good. And over China slightly, 5.6%, then 5.5% with these dudes, and 8% with these dudes. So it is going up. But if you look at the cultural victory, you can see that China still has their 2, and the Mayans went from 0 to 4. So that's going to become an issue for me quick. But it's okay, because we have a great artist. And by doing this, a great work will be placed in the palace in the city in Warsaw. Let's see what we get. Ooh. Ball at the Moulin Rouge. Awesome. So now you can see that that's there in our palace slot. So now we're up to 4 trade. That also gives us another 2 culture. So once again, quickly getting back on top of things. And we're getting back on top of all the... I've been doing so much in the tech tree on the top. You can see like how far advanced I am on the top of the tech tree, and on the bottom, I didn't even have archery. I went all the way. I went all the way to the end of the medieval era, getting compass because I wanted to build a galleass eventually, so I can do some more exploration. And I didn't even have archery yet, so I'm working on sorting out these really old techs, so that we're not like so far behind in some of the other things, especially when it comes to war stuff. I do want to start working on that a little bit sometime in the very near future, because I don't want to be sitting here with my swordsmen and have like musketmen showing up and stuff like that. Like a culture victory is not going to work if I just get rolled over by another civ with much better war tech. So I'm going to have to sidetrack a little bit from focusing on culture and work on currency and war tech. And that's probably going to be the theme for most of the next episode, because this episode will probably be coming to a close here shortly. I am the most progressive. Ha freaking za. Alright, so we got ourselves a cargo ship. Click. Now, the only route that we have available is to here. But you saw before that the land unit was going to give us, I believe it was 4 gold per turn going to here, and they were going to get 1 out of the deal. Now they're going to get 2, and we're getting 7. So you can see how the cargo ship is, in fact, better. And as we continue to explore, more options will become available to us. For example, if I go over here, because this wasn't here before when I was there, now it is. If I send a unit over there and say, look, Helsinki's over there, I'm sure that I would be able to start a sea trade route with them instead. But for now, I can't do that. So I'm going to set this up for now, because that'll actually even out my gold. I need this just to even break even. But I'm going to go over there and start doing some exploration on that continent again. And next time, I should be able to set this up with a civ. But that's good monies right there, so can't go wrong with that. Matter of fact, I will go explore that civ over there with my missionaries so I can start spreading religion over on that continent, as Judaism is already getting a pretty good foothold here on this continent. You can see I went here with my missionary and spread that, but this was already converted all on its own. The Christian pressure isn't nearly as strong as a Judaism pressure is, and I doubt that I'm even going to have to send a missionary here with the pressure being 30, they should be converted all on their own in like 1 or 2 turns. So we're going to work on spreading to the other continents, as faith is going to be a huge part of our cultural victory. The culture part of our culture victory, which, as was explained, is our defense for the cultural victory. Okay, so we got our other cargo ship, and for this one, you can see that we actually can get all the way up to Ragusa here. And for reasons that I'm not even sure about yet, I honestly don't know why this is. I gain Jewish pressure by doing that, +7 Jewish pressure. The slight less gold, 1 less gold per turn, but it sends Jewish pressure way up there, which is awesome. So I'm very excited about that, and I think that's a really cool thing. So even though it's 1 less gold than going just straight there to Melbourne, the sending that Jewish pressure up there is pretty cool. So we're definitely going to do that. And that's very interesting. I didn't even know that trade routes could do that, could have some type of religious influence on other cities as well. So just one more thing that we learned today. I really, I swear to you, I researched this game before I started playing it. I researched the expansion because I really did. I wanted to know what makes this different, what makes it special. I need to know what's going on with this expansion so that I can talk to my peeps about it and not sound like a bumbling idiot. But as always, I didn't pull that off, did I? So that's very interesting. We're discovering things together. So that's what's up, and there you go. So good episode. We learned a lot more about the expansion on this episode. I'm looking forward to discovering more differences about this. I'm going to continue to do this series. I'm going to be posting these as often as I can. Many of my regular viewers should already know that I struggle with posting lately, that a lot of my new responsibilities in real life have made it very difficult for me to keep up with YouTube. I have not been on top of my schedules like I used to like to be able to do, and my postings have been like sporadic at best. So I apologize for that. It's one of those things. It's unavoidable at this moment, but that's just kind of how everything kind of fell together. But first of all, I'm really enjoying the changes here with Brave New World, and I think this is a lot of fun. So I'm anxious to keep playing it, but if I'm playing it, I'm recording it. But recording it and then editing, rendering, and uploading it are 2 completely different things. I still haven't finished uploading my Civilization Revolution series. It's a whole other Civ series. I'm halfway through posting that, and I never got around to finishing it. So, and believe me, I feel bad about that because I know there's fans of the series, but getting the time to edit, render, and upload those has been a trouble for me. But seeing as how this is the new thing, and Civ Rev is a very old game now, I'm going to give this priority. We're going to work on getting this done and getting you as much information about this as I can. And I need to get these guys on land before they get killed. So, again, thanks for watching. Thanks for your views and support. Comment below. Let me know what you think of the changes so far. Let me know if there's anything that you really like about the changes, especially you Civ players out there, especially if you've experienced it yourself and it's not just based on what you've seen from me doing it. But then also let me know if there's anything you don't like, if there's something about these changes that really just rubs you the wrong way. So send that info my way in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Laters!